All right. So welcome. I'm Tim Van Norman, instructional technologist here at Irvine Valley College. And if I ever walk off camera, it's because on my right, we're in the training center. On the right here is there we go. Now you can see me. On the right here is a view that everybody in the training center can see who's online and see your cameras. I have a separate view just so that I can see you and I don't have to turn away from you in order to look at you. If you've been in the training center, you know that we've got one big screen TV that's set up. That is what I'm presenting on for everybody that's in here, but I'm actually using a laptop computer to do the presentation. The reason for that is because if you decide to chat, I can actually see it on here and I can read it. If you decide to chat over there, I can't see it. If I put it up on a different screen, I can't read it. So I'd be walking away, ignoring other people in order to do that. So I'm not willing to do that. So that said, we're going to take a look at using Canvas for regular and substantive contact. We are not going to get into the pedagogy of regular and substantive contact. All right. We're talking about how to implement a tool. So if you've got questions and stuff, Cheryl Bailey is here. She can help with some of the reasons and all of those things. But I think we all probably, if we've come to this, we know it's important. We understand and we see that that's important for our students. We see that it's important for us and stuff like that. So with the importance comes how. All right. And we've talked about things like, oh, I can send an email, I can send an announcement, but nobody replies. Is that really contact? That's a different discussion. I want to give you those tools. I want to talk about those different tools that we've got. So we're going to talk a little bit about the regular contact, and then we're going to go into how Canvas works. So we're going to spend much of the time in Canvas. So first of all, there's two parts to the contact. There's the faculty to student, and then there's also student to student.
Isaac.
Yep. So faculty to student, you guys do this all the time. It's really easy in a classroom. You can talk to the students. Now you want them to contact you, to come back and share information with you. Okay, so email and messaging, announcements, feedback. Feedback is a great way to provide directed response to the students, and it's a place where you can see their response to you. So when they provide you questions about the feedback, it's really easy for you to just click on it. You see it in your dashboard in Canvas. You also see it in your class on the right-hand side. It says recent feedback, and you can click on that and you can see what it is that they have said, what they've responded to you about. It's right there and available to you. But then we also have student to student. So discussions is one way of doing that if you can get the students to actually discuss. So how do you do that? Some people are using discussions and they say the discussion's due on Thursday at midnight or Wednesday at midnight, and then you have to reply to two people between Wednesday night and Friday night or something like that to try to get some discussion going. There's different things that way, but you want to have your students interacting. That's where I love something like collaboration, group work. Okay, we have a lot of tools that they can use. They don't need to go out and buy it themselves. If they have a cell phone, if they have an iPad, if they have a Chromebook, if they have a laptop, they can use these tools. So this is not a case of not having access to it or them needing to purchase any of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. We already have it. And I mentioned the laptop and Chromebook specifically because if they don't have one, we have a laptop loan program. It's run through the library here that does a great job of getting those out. And helping the students get started and making sure that they can get into them before they take it off campus and call support. So we've got some really good programs that way, but specifically, let's take a look at Canvas. In Canvas, the easy one, inbox. Okay. On the left-hand side, you've got an inbox. You click on it, you see the list of your courses, the students that have asked you questions and stuff like that. You can click on a message and read the message and reply to the message. It's similar to an email. It's not exactly the same. Why do I say that? Because if you attach an image to it, it will go through Canvas to the student's Canvas. However, one of the nice things is Canvas is set up to automatically forward to the student's email as well. That image will not go to the student's email.
Even if I do it through inbox?
My understanding is even if you do it through inbox. This is not, their claim is it's not an email system, it is a messaging system. And so it transfers it just to be text. So you can attach, if you attach a file, the attachment will go through. But if you have an image like that they can click on or something like that, that won't go through. Attach a JPEG and it will work.
I attach a JPEG in Outlook. So if I'm not using inbox, but I get a copy of that email and I attach a JPEG in Outlook, then it will go through.
So the question, and by the way, anybody who asked the question here in person, I will repeat or reword the question because I know online I'm using a lapel mic so that I'm not relying on the tiny little microphone on there. So I will repeat the question back or summarize it. So basically the question that Rupa asked is when you reply to an email through your Outlook, so it's come to your email account, when you reply, if you attach a file, that attachment will go through all the way to the student's email. If you have an image, for instance, say it's a flyer, and you have that image as part of your email and you send it through, that does not seem to go all the way through to the student's email. So be careful, for instance, if you send a flyer for an event and you include a link in that event, you want to then attach it as well so that the students for sure get it, not just have it as an email that you've sent in. If you're using the email through or the inbox through Canvas. Yes, Elton.
I got confused. I sent stuff through the inbox in Canvas and attach files all the time. And
that works.
That works.
As long as you attach the file, it will work.
Okay, and now what does not work again then?
So when you create an announcement or you do this, you know how you've got the ability to take a picture and just put it in on a page or an announcement or something like that, and it's in the page. That will not transfer all the way to their student email. Okay, it will in their Canvas email, their Canvas inbox. It works within Canvas. It just does not go all the way to their student email, which sometimes then gets transferred to their personal email, their Gmail account. So
should I tell them to check the Canvas inbox then? I am confused.
It is nice if they will check their Canvas inbox, yes. If you are attaching files, they will get them all the way through. That's not an issue. Attaching files. It's only when you're putting a picture into the text part of the email, of the message.
How about the announcements? I can attach it in the announcements.
You can attach in the announcements as well.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So inbox does allow that two-way communication.
How do you attach a file to an announcement?
So the question is how to attach a file to an announcement. At the bottom of the announcement on the left-hand side, there's a little paper clip.
Yeah, you just attach it there.
And you can attach there. So we have announcements and discussions. Okay, we talked a little bit. Announcements are very similar to the inbox. Discussions, we've used discussions, we've seen discussions, or in some cases, we're tired of discussions because they don't necessarily work the way you're really wanting them to work. I get it. Canvas is working on a new discussions platform that that we have the opportunity to turn on, but I've seen it, and I personally prefer the old one because I think we'll have less headache, and less headache means fewer calls to tech support, and that means fewer calls to you saying, teacher, I know I typed it in, and how come what I typed in isn't there anymore? Okay, so they've got some bugs to work out. Once they've worked the bugs out, we'll move on and turn on the new discussions, but they got some work to do. That said, let's move into something a little bit better, a little bit more. Speed Grader. In Speed Grader, you have the ability to do comments. It's on the right-hand side, right under where the rubric would be if you've got a rubric for that particular assignment. Notice at the bottom of this, you have several different options. So to the left of the submit button, you have the paperclip. That means you can attach a file. So somebody might not have followed your rubric for an assignment. You can actually attach the rubric to that and send it to them so that they get a new copy of that rubric or a copy of something, whatever it is that makes sense. The next one is the record. So that record allows you to record a video.
I can never get that to work in anything, but I haven't tried Speed Grader.
So this very similar in the Canvas, any place the rich content editor exists. It's very similar to that, but this is your video only. This is not your computer. So you can't show something. All you can do is talk to them. They're only going to see your face. This also cannot be captioned. So before you use this, please make sure your students want you to use it. Okay. What do I mean by that? Sometimes it's a really good idea. I'll get right to you, Beth, in just a second. Sometimes it's a good idea at the beginning of your class to say, how would you like me to communicate with you? What's your preferred method? So for me, I would prefer writing. This is me, all right? I would prefer you type in your comments and it be written. Send me pictures, that type of thing. For my son, he would prefer a video. You saying the same thing that you might type, he would watch that and be perfectly happy. He wouldn't really want to sit there and read it. It's his learning style and it works different. So ask them at the beginning of the class, because that can be that next elevation and making sure that you're really, truly communicating with your students, not just talking to them. So ask them, request that. And then the third button there is the moving from right to left. The third button, the speaker, is where you can click on that and you can talk and it will translate that. It will do speech to text. So you want to edit it. You want to put punctuation in. You want to make sure that you didn't accidentally say something you didn't want to say. Okay, this is probably not quite as good as your cell phone is at speech to text. So edit it, but it at least gets you, if you're going to give a little bit of a longer description, it's a nice way to do that quickly. So Beth, you have a question.
Yeah, what is the difference between the speaker, the speech, and the video?
Good question. So the video one is actually taking a video of you. You do have an option. You can just do audio as well, by the way, and then they hear it. Okay. The speaker one actually translates, it does speech to text. So it actually is text that goes across. They don't get your audio, what you've said.
Oh, thanks.
Sure.
I'm going to be using Canvas a lot now, a lot more now with grades.
And we're seeing a lot of that with staff starting to use Canvas a lot more for various things. So please understand that while I might say faculty in a lot of what I'm saying, it's basically anybody who's using Canvas at that level. So contact us and we will definitely walk you through. We can hop on your computer or whatever and work with you to make sure that that gets taken care of correctly for you. So, okay.
Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but SpeedGrader is attached to a quiz or an assignment or something.
Correct. SpeedGrader has to do with a quiz or an assignment. You can access it through the gradebook. You can access it through a quiz, an assignment, a discussion, anything like that. Correct.
Okay, but there needs to be something. It's not, okay.
Okay.
So you could submit, we use it for students to submit writing assignments, and then a professor would go in there and pick it up.
Correct. And then they could actually provide some sort of a grade type of feedback. It doesn't even have to be graded. You can give feedback without a grade. So
I have a question. You know, I grade them for quizzes and everything, but they don't read my comments in there.
Of course I am.
And so I said, oh, I told you to do this. And it was like, I never, saw that. And I mean, I really don't know a magic way of making them read those things that I attach to their assignments. They just don't do it.
if you figure it out, please let me know, because I know of 500 other people who are asking the same question.
Make a college announcement.
So yes, that is, Ilker, that statement is completely correct. We have that with instructions. We have that. It doesn't matter what you do. There are things that are more successful for some people than others, but I wish I knew what the magic answer was for that. We'd all make millions, because that's a lot of people. I've been at a couple of conferences and they're saying the same, asking that same question. How do we get people to read instructions? How do we get people to read the comments, the feedback, and stuff like that? So, but that said, we have learned that the more personal it is, and the more consistent personal it is, the more often they do. So if you can say something specific and constructive to that particular person, sometimes that'll help them do it, versus just the general spelling errors or something that's too generic for them to get it. That's just one thing that we've seen, and we've seen that not work too. So there is no magic that I know of. I would love to hear if somebody does have some good ones there.
Like I send messages to students that are not doing well. I write one email, but then I let Canvas to send it individually, and they don't know that I'm sending it to 15 people. So that really helps. And I just send it once, and then, but those people are thinking, oh, the teacher asked me, maybe I should pay attention or something.
We can all hope. Exactly. And that's part of what we're getting into now. So in the grade book, under the assignment itself, up at the top, there's 3 dots, and you see that there's a place where it says message students who. When you click on that, it comes up with this compose message box. In Canvas, there's a couple of different places where this occurs. So this particular one is associated with this assignment. So you can message students who have not yet submitted, who have submitted, who were late, who have a grade less than a certain amount or more than a certain amount, and stuff like that. So you can, if you look closer to the top, it says for students who, and then there's a little box with a drop down. That's where you pick the different areas that fit there. And you notice it says send messages to, and it tells you how many students. To the right of that, it talks about observers, which we don't really have, but even further to the right, it says show all recipients. You can click on that and it will show you who it's going to send it to. So then you can say, oh, wait, that student's not in the class anymore. No. Oh, I don't want to send it to that student for a certain reason, and take them off. Then you do exactly what Ilkner was talking about, and you have a general subject and the general message that's down there. At the bottom, you have the ability to, again, attach. That's what the paperclip is. And then you also have the ability to include a recording. So you can record audio only or audio and video. And then on the right, you hit send when you're ready. And that then sends a message to the student, to all of those students who are in there. So please make sure you don't say, Tim, when you, don't be too specific in that case, unless it is only going to the one student. Rupa, you were asking, yes.
So where it says show all students, I want a copy of which students it went to.
So one of the things that we've been struggling with is on the right where it says show all recipients. If you click on that and it shows you all of those recipients, it would be really nice if Canvas had a way of downloading that so that you could see who all it goes to. The only thing I can suggest is one of two things. One, screenshot or snip or something like that. Or two, you should be able to select them with like copy paste. Select across the text of all of them and copy it and then paste it into something else. And the text would come over. But neither one is good. Okay. Neither one's a solution. They're both barely Band-Aids. So
Is there a way for me to get copied on every one of those emails that it sent to them?
So the question is, when it sends out the message, can you get copied on it? My understanding is it doesn't copy you for each individual one, but in notifications, you can say to copy any message you send out. So it would send you at least one to let you know that you had sent it, but it would not include who it was going to. Okay, June.
When I am on my laptop, I can never get that video thing to work. And I want to send
Okay.
announcements and blah, blah, blah. I know that's a personal thing. I haven't ever tried it in my office, but I frequently tried it on my laptop, like, cause I messed something up and I'm away and now I've got to give an announcement to say, ignore that.
Right.
I can never get it to open.
Okay.
So I'll work with you.
So that, by the way, happens often. At the first time you're using some of these tools, specifically the recording. And there's a number of different reasons why it can happen that the system won't let you do a recording. Okay. Same thing will happen for a student, and same thing every once in a while happens on the phone, but less often on the phone. And the reason I bring up phone, by the way, is because a lot of our students are taking our classes on their phone. That's actually, other than the fact that I can't type like that, they seem to be able to. It would drive me nuts, but they hit a button and record, and they seem to be able to do the stuff a lot better there. So a lot of times what it is a setting in Chrome that is causing it to not work for you. And so just be aware that if you have a question, you have a problem with using any of these tools, please get in touch with us. We want to help you because it's going to make your life easier if you could use the tools. And frankly, I know, like I said, my son would prefer to hear you say something and watch a demonstration or something like that, rather than have somebody type in text, this is not what I was looking for. Something like that. So understand also, when you see that attachment, that can be a video. You could put a link to a YouTube video or a 3C Media video or something like that in here as well. Why do I mention that? Because sometimes what you want to do, if a lot of people in your class have the same problem, maybe you want to do a screencast-o-matic video on how to do it right, and then just send them that link. So rather than you tell everybody 50 times, just send them a link. And this, like I said, will send out to, in this case, 32 students, whatever that message was. Okay. Because 32 had not submitted at this point. The next one is also in your gradebook. When you click on a student's name in the gradebook or in people on the left-hand side, it comes up with something called the student card on the right-hand side. It drives me nuts. I think that I like what they did, but I think it's kind of weird to click on the left to see something on the right, but that's the way Canvas is doing a lot of stuff right now. So on the right-hand side, it comes up with the student's name, an image of the student as well, and then again, a little envelope. Any place you see the envelope, in the upper right-hand side, just below or to the right of Stephanie Alvarez's name. Understand all of the stuff that I've put in here. Yes, I use Stephanie on this because she's a real person, but also because she doesn't do any of these classes, and she's allowed me, she's given me approval to use that name. Otherwise, my name would show up all the time and it doesn't work quite as well. So you can click on that envelope and now you get the send message to this person and whatever message you want for that person directly. Okay, so you're not sending it to everybody. You're sending it just to this one person. So you can put their name in. You can be really specific about whatever it is. This pops up so that you can, as long as your screen's big enough, you can see their grades. You can see how are they participating in the class, stuff like that on the right-hand side beside this message as you're getting ready to send it. So this one doesn't have the ability to attach. This is just basically sending kind of a text message with a little bit of a header. All goes to the same place. It will wind up in their inbox in Canvas. It winds up in their email, and even often in their personal email.
Tim, so is this a list? This is a roster list of your students, right?
So gradebook is
Under
the
people.
gradebook, and then people is literally your roster, correct?
Okay.
Yep.
Gradebook.
Once
When
you
you-
are into your class, you have another area, and that's called new analytics. So if you're not a numbers person, I still want you to use this. All right. If you are a numbers person, this doesn't go far enough. All right. But what it does is it gives you a view of your course so you can see what has happened in your course, what's going on to a certain extent. It doesn't get into a whole lot of detail. So to turn this on, you go into your course navigation. So it's settings and then navigation. And in the lower part, if it's not already saying new analytics on the left, in the lower part, there's an option for new analytics. You enable it and then save at the bottom. The reason I laugh there is because about half the time I forget to save. So this, I'm speaking to me as well when I say save. Always hit save. Only teachers see the new analytics. Why they called it new analytics instead of just analytics, I don't know. Because at some point they're going to come up with a new analytics. But anyway, but it is a really cool tool. We're not going to get into new analytics completely, but from this standpoint of communicating with your students, understanding what you're communicating, how to be useful to the students, you go ahead and you can click on that envelope. When you click on the envelope, it does depend on which of the tabs you're in. You see it's at course grade at the top, weekly online activity, and then there's students and reports as well. But the first two give you some different settings. And one of the settings, if you did it for that first part with the course grade, you can see students who have a score range of. All right, so you can say to date, because that's what this is. This is for your whole class. Now you can click on an individual assignment and do the same things for that individual assignment. But in this case, you can say all of my students who are currently 70% or less. Maybe you're getting close to the cutoff date. Any student who's below a 60%, you want to get in touch with them and let them know, hey, really want you to, let's see what we can do to help, or something like that. Anything like that. That's what this is about. Again, it tells you how many students it's going to send to. If you click on the number of students, it then tells you all the students that it's going to send to. But you have that ability to make that adjustment in your class. And it's very simple. Literally, you click on the envelope and it comes up and says score range. You type in the range you want, and then you type in the message that you are looking to send.
Tim,
This again does not allow you to attach a file or attach a video, but you could definitely use a link if you wanted to. Ilkner.
yeah, when I went to settings and navigation, when I activated new analytics, what it did, it put it up to the top portion and it
Yes.
shows up in the left navigation thing.
Yes.
But but the students cannot see the new analytics. Yes,
That is correct. The students cannot see the new analytics.
okay. All right. And then I go and when I want to send them an email, how do you pick the students that are doing bad or whatever? Can you repeat that portion when how
Sure,
to use
so-
the new analytics portion?
So the first part is on the first screen. In the upper right, it's got an envelope. So any place in Canvas you see an envelope, it means that there's a message component that's behind it.
Okay, do I go to inbox for that?
Nope.
No.
In new analytics, you click on new analytics. Now, if you're looking
click
at your
on new
class,
analytics.
if
Hold
you
on.
are looking at your current class for the fall, if you're looking at your fall semester class, you'll
Uh-huh.
have access to it. If you're looking at your spring semester class, your class has not started yet. So
Oh,
you won't have access to it. Okay. And you want to
okay.
give it at least a day or two or a week or two to have that come up.
Oh, okay.
So before that's actually really useful. But you have to be at a teacher role at least in order to have that new analytics capability. If you're not at a teacher role, you don't get that.
How do I get it? Because I should have it. Either that, I don't know what I'm looking at.
So if you have a specific like that, I would want to take a look at it individually because I don't know off the top of my head until I get into that particular course.
Even for my spring class, I can't see that new analytics link. I do see it,
Okay.
but yeah, but I there's nothing that's going on, so it doesn't analyze anything.
Exactly. And the new analytics, by the way, is as of last night. Okay, so if you've made any changes today, you've graded something, they're not going to be in the new analytics. It's as of the night before because it runs a nightly process. It does all the calculations for you. So
Okay.
I like to do that in the morning if you're going to do it. You know, send out stuff about, hey, you didn't hand in your work yet. Maybe it's the day that a big paper is due. Anybody who hasn't submitted yet, you can send it out to them that morning. That would be really nice. But do it in the morning versus afternoon, and then half the students are going, well, I did submit, but did you get it? And now you've created calls for yourself that you were trying to avoid. So,
Okay.
so also, as you keep going, you've got, if you go into a specific student, you can then look, and there's an option here that's really nice, and that's called communication. So under students, if you click on a specific student, you'll see their course grade, weekly online activity for that student. And then there's an option for communication. So that communication will tell you how many times you and that student had basically messages of this kind and stuff like that in this class. So you can see if you are. It doesn't go, I don't believe it goes all the way into the inbox or the feedback. So it is trying, they're working on all of those details. So you might see that I'm wrong. And I'm hoping I'm wrong, you know, but I haven't seen where it pulls anything in from the inbox and the feedback directly. It should pull feedback, and then when the student gives you feedback as well, comments back, that should be on here. But this is a good way to just see if the students are responding to you and you know, for that student and how that's working. So the next one. Next part I want to talk about is Pronto. So if you haven't heard of Pronto, Pronto is basically Discord but it's FERPA compliant. Discord, I know, is a long 4-letter word for many people. What I mean by that is my students are using Discord and I think they're cheating in my class and all of the stuff's going on. They might be. I would pretty much guarantee in almost every class, students are using Discord. It's pretty much a fact. Some faculty are creating Discord servers to have for their classes. All of that. We cannot support Discord in IT. Discord will not sign agreements with us. So if somebody says, and I've had this happen, a student in my class is providing information to other students and they're cheating, and I found out because another student took a screenshot of it, I can't even prove, I can't even demonstrate, I can't anything that that was true. I can see that the text went back and forth, but I can't tell who was a student, who was some outside person. We don't know anything about it, and there's no way for us to get there. Now, Discord has terms and conditions and all that stuff. I wouldn't count on them doing anything to block anybody for any reason. So we've got a system that we use called Pronto. Pronto does the same thing as Discord does, including, by the way, students can access it on their cell phone without going into Canvas. They don't need to log into Canvas. They don't need to log into IVC at all. They can simply click on an app, on the Pronto app, and be in it on their cell phones. You can do the same thing. So what Pronto does is it allows instant discussions.
Tim,
Meaning,
I have a question. So
Yep.
when this has nothing to do with Canvas, right?
so this
Pronto
is
has-
an add-on to Canvas.
Okay, I don't see it in the navigation thing for me to pull out of.
Right.
What
You won't
is
be
it
able to.
called?
Just a minute and I'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I want to tell you what it is first, and then I'll tell you how to get into it. So what Pronto does is it does chat. It has the ability to do instant video meetings. So if your students want to meet together really quick, they can literally just hit a button, go into their own meeting or own group for just them, and go into a meeting and have a video meeting back and forth on their cell phones. One on a computer, one on a Chromebook, whatever that is, they can have that. It takes it, it's FERPA compliant. That means that you're not going to get some weird person that's not in your class interacting with your students on this. All right. It also means that should there be an issue and we need to look into something like cheating, there's ways we can do that. So it's built into Canvas. It's on your mobile device, or can be on your mobile device. But what you do is you go into, once your class has been published,
Mm-hmm.
that is the key. You must have a published class. Then you go into the link that's there at the bottom, ivc.new.canvas.pronto.io.
Whoa. I missed you. I don't go to settings?
Nope. You go
Where
to a
do I
separate
go?
website. You go to a separate website,
Oh,
It's
separate website.
ivcnew.canvas.pronto.io. That's at the bottom of the screen here. All right. And then you log in with your Canvas settings. And when you do that, you'll see a list of your courses. And on the right, you can enable Pronto in that course. So you are in control of whether you even want to use this or not. You can disable it. You can enable it. I don't recommend you use the groups feature, the pulling in the Canvas groups feature, because that does some weird things. If you have questions, please let me know. I've got some videos. I've got some other information that I can get you on Pronto. But Pronto is a great way for student-to-student communication. And that's part of what we haven't been, everything else we've talked about has been faculty to student. All right,
So
other than
when
discussions. So
when
this
I went,
gives student to student. So the specifics, we can get into the specifics on how to use Pronto and all that stuff another time. I would love to work with you on it. I can set you up. If you shoot me an email, I'll set you up on a class that has it, so you can actually see it and interact with it. It'll pull in, you can put GIFs in it. It's a lot like a big text chain. But it does have some really cool features, especially with regard to linking in meetings and having a meeting with everybody in that. So this is really, really good for student-to-student communication. You could also, if your students are, say you're teaching a math class and students are having trouble with a particular problem and they're back and forth in that, you can hit a button and invite everybody into a meeting right now at 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night or whatever time, and literally have that meeting and demonstrate for them how to solve the problem. So you can, this is a tool for you, but it's also mainly a tool that we've seen it used for back-to-back student-to-student. Couple of other cool features in this. When you type something into it, because it's a chat where you type, when you type something in, if the student chooses a different language, it will translate it into French or whatever language they want. They can respond in their language and it'll translate it back into English for you. So it gives a really nice way, especially for those that are struggling. I've heard about this, especially in business, where they really want to make sure that they understand that term. That student can get it in their own language so that they really get what that means, rather than in English and they're trying to figure out, is that really what the teacher meant? So it's a great way to do that. And automatically, once you turn it on in your class and then you go into it, it prompts you to install it on your cell phone. It does the same thing for your students. And it's an option. You don't have to. So, okay. But Pronto is a really, really nice tool, especially for student-to-student interaction.
And when I come in tomorrow, you can show me how to do this, because I synced it and I don't know what to do after that. So
Yep. So understand, remember, your class has to be published before
it is
you can do it
published.
and
Yeah.
stuff. So, but yeah, we can take a look at it. Let me know.
Okay.
So we've just gone through several different things Canvas has built into it, mostly for you to communicate with your students. Understand discussions is also student to student. Pronto is really good student to student. We are looking to find other tools and stuff like that to enhance that student to student component. But I mean, frankly, they can be in Zoom. You can do group work. Group work is a great way to do that. And with group work, you can have them all meet on Zoom. You can have them meet on Pronto. You can have, there's a different tools that are free. Okay. My goal is to make it so that the students don't have to spend extra money. All right. And so we're looking for all of these tools that make it better for the student without them having to go out and buy a license of something. Okay. They can record using Screencast-O-Matic, a 15-minute video. Well, most of the presentations you have in your class, you don't want to be more than 15 minutes. So that's perfect. So what it says, Screencast-O-Matic in the lower left, it's free and they can use it as many times as they want. It's just a length of 15 minutes. They can edit their video and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different tools that we know about. If you see anything missing, please let me know. If you're looking for more information, there's a new YouTube channel, new meaning as of December, end of December, and it's at Instructional Tools, at IVC Instructional Tools. And this is the page as it is now. Apparently, and now that I've listened to them, I agree. A number of these have really horrible audio. When I recorded it, I was using the wrong mic, apparently. So I will be re-recording a number of these, but this is available to you right now. It doesn't have that many, but I'm looking at probably close to 200 or 300 videos that'll wind up being in here over the next couple of months, created in playlists. So the goal here is to be able to have you go to Google, type in IVC space Design Plus, and you would see videos on Design Plus that were created for us. So this is brand new, a neat tool. I've learned an awful lot, and you know, as I put in the last one, If you look at the number 2 there at the top, that is my brand new grandson. So thanks. That's what I got for Christmas this year. With a grandson.
Congrats, Tim, Grandpa.
Thank you. I
Grandpa
finally earned
Tim.
my gray hair, and we were talking earlier, and I've got more gray hair than all of the grandmas that are in here combined. So, but our faculty support team right now, me as instructional technologist, and Amanda Turner has she became application specialist 3. We are your primary team. You could call 5696, absolutely. They can help with a lot, and in fact, both of us answer that phone all the time as well. But when you have specific questions that are more related to faculty, we want you to call these numbers. So 5705 is a faculty only number. Please don't give that out to your students. All right. Feel free to leave a message. When I get a message on there, it actually pops up in my team's messages. So I get it right away. And Amanda gets it right away. We communicate, we get that up and running. We get back to you very quickly. Same thing with the email address. If you send it to that email, both of us check the email. So you're basically, I'm no longer the bottleneck and slowing things down and getting a response. We've got a couple people now responding to you. And if you can email us directly, but this is a way of getting whoever's fastest and whoever's available, especially as I just mentioned, I just became a grandfather. In a month, I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. So if you email me, I'm hopefully going to be playing with a baby. So
Yay. Now this is for
Pennsylvania.
staff also, right?
What's that?
Staff also.
Staff can do it as well, but more specifically when it's dealing with Canvas related,
Yeah.
calling about password issues and stuff like that, call 5696 because we're trying to remove bottlenecks. So if you're only calling me and I'm in a 3-hour meeting, I can't respond. If you're calling the 5705, and we've got 2 people answering that one at least. But if you call 5696, we have up to 4 people or 5 or 6 people answering that, depending on time of the year and stuff. So we're trying to, but the 5 people aren't going to be able to deal with the pronto question. Okay. So just be aware of what level it is. And basically we're giving you a level 2 or level 3 support number directly. If you ever deal with customer service, there's things for level 1 and there's things for a level 2 or 3. We're giving you that hint that goes in. So please get in touch with us. Let us know how we can help. Let us know what questions you have and what we can do for you. So with that, we've got about 10 minutes left of this. What questions do you have?
Where's the baby located?
Pennsylvania.
Oh,
Altoona.
that's a
Pennsylvania.
hard one when you have to travel so far to see them.
So yeah, and I mean, my wife, it took 5 days to get there because she made the mistake of trying to fly on Christmas Day, Southwest.
Oh no.
And so she made it the day after he was born. But it all worked out. But yes, we're excited about that. So, all right.
Thank you, Tim.
Anything else I can answer? Anything else that I can do for you? Please let me know. Shoot emails here and we'll take it from there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Gramps.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
That survey, Tim, about how to get students to, what's the best way to get to students? Let me know.